That's interesting. I used to be so worried about not having a body, but now I truly love it.
We start our journey in a future that doesn't look like a dystopia. It looks like a sanctuary. The world of Spike Jonze's Her is an architectural manifestation of a safe space. All high-waisted trousers, soft wooden interiors, and warm, golden hour lighting. But for Theodore Twombly, this clean girl perfection is a cage. He lives in a society that has optimized away all discomfort, yet he is drowning in the one thing an algorithm can't fix: grief. Theodore is a high-definition ghost in a low-resolution world. The cinematography often uses a shallow depth of field to blur everyone around him into a bokeh of pastel colors, reflecting our current social media trajectory. We curate our lives so perfectly that we lose the ability to handle the messy, uncurated reality of another human being. His escape into the digital isn't just a choice, it's a relief. When he installs Samantha, the filmmaking shifts into a mode of digital intimacy.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
The camera locks onto Theodore in extreme, vulnerable close-ups, cutting out the sterile world. By choosing an AI, he chooses a romance without ick, without biological needs, and without friction. He isn't falling in love with a person, he's falling in love with the illusion of a perfect relationship without conflict. It's a haunting precursor to Wuthering Heights, where Theodore seeks a soul without a body to escape his pain. Heathcliff will eventually spend decades begging.
Ça fait des années que je rêve de faire ça. Mourir. Courir.
If Her represents the era of convenient love, Portrait of a Lady on Fire is the cultural pushback. It's a move from the algorithm gaze, where an AI is programmed to like you, to the human gaze, where you have to earn the right to truly know someone. The plot is a high-stakes game of observation. Marianne is hired to secretly paint a wedding portrait of Eloise, who refuses to pose as a protest against her forced marriage. Posing as a companion, Marianne must study Eloise's features by day and paint her from memory at night.
Vous allez devoir la peindre sans que les sache.
The filmmaking here acts like a sensory awakening. The camera lingers in long, breathless takes, focusing on micro-details. The tremor of a lip, the rustle of heavy fabric, or the light on a stray strand of hair. The framing constantly keeps them on a level plane. They meet at eye level, transforming the gaze into a mutual dialogue where the artist and subject are finally equals. This is the female gaze. It's not about owning someone with your eyes, but witnessing them in their most honest state. While Theodore uses Samantha to avoid feeling pain, Marianne and Eloise use the gaze to become fully aware of themselves. But this clarity is the calm before the storm. In Portrait, they find peace in memory. In our next chapter, we see what happens when that memory becomes a ghost.
나를 왜 찾았어?
한 번 더 보고 싶었어.
In our globalized world, we are all moving between identities and leaving behind past versions of ourselves. 2023's Past Lives talks about what happens when we are confronted with those old versions. Childhood sweethearts Nora and Hae-sung are caught in the pull of in-yoon, the Korean concept of providence.
That's just something Koreans say to seduce someone.
But they can't be together. Nora has built a happy life and marriage in the West. Hae-sung remains a tether to a childhood version of Nora that no longer exists. They aren't just missing each other, they are grieving the two children they used to be. Visually, this yearning is told through space. While before, the camera was focusing on the characters and their emotions through close-ups, Past Lives uses wide shots where our characters look small against the vastness of the city. The composition creates a visual wall that frames the distance rather than closing it. The climax is the bar scene in New York. The camera observes Nora, Hae-sung, and Nora's husband Arthur with a painful stillness.
Who do you think they are to each other?
I don't know.
Arthur, the king of secure attachment, doesn't try to colonize Nora's past. He gives her the space to mourn it.
The guy flew 13 hours to be here. I'm not gonna tell you that you can't see him or something.
There are no grand gestures, just two people realizing they must remain ghosts to each other. But while Nora and Hae-sung find a tragic beauty in this acceptance, the next chapter takes that same fated connection and drags it into the dark. By 2025, the cinematic pendulum swung away from healthy boundaries and dove straight into the abyss. Robert Eggers' Nosferatu is the return of transgressive romance. In a society optimized for safe dating, there is a growing hunger for the opposite. This is the rebellion against the sterile, algorithmically approved affection of our modern world. The plot reframes the classic horror as a twisted triangle of obsession, focused on the psychic tether between the vampire Orlok and Ellen. Eggers uses the Gothic style to blur the line between fear and desire until they are indistinguishable. Unlike the clean screens of Her, Nosferatu is thick with tactile texture, cold stone, damp earth, and heavy velvet. The cinematography utilizes chiaroscuro, the violent contrast between deep, bottomless blacks and piercing, pale light, to create a visual shiver. The eroticism here isn't about a touch. It's about the anticipation of being invaded. The camera moves with a slow, predatory grace, mirroring Orlok's psychic reach. The crumbling castle walls and flickering candlelight suggest a breakdown of defenses. This is the how of dark romance, the erotics of the taboo, where the grotesque becomes beautiful because it's the only thing powerful enough to break through our modern emotional numbness. It sets the stage for Emerald Fennell's Moors, a world where
Fallen.
I can follow you like a dog to the end of the...
Ripped on the digital isolation of Her, she adopts the soul without a body energy, but rips it out of the cloud and drags it in the same suffocating high-definition close-ups Theodore used, but framed against the raw filth of the moors. They aren't dating, they are merging into a single entropic system. The film also weaponizes the radical gaze of portrait.
What? Oh, yes, fine.
The trailers show a focus on texture, sweat, mud, and pulse-quickening anticipation borrowed from the Gothic eroticism of Nosferatu. Fennell isn't giving us a user-friendly romance, she's giving us an infection. Finally, it uses the in-yun trauma of past lives. These are the ultimate right person, wrong lifetime protagonists, but unlike Nora and Hae Sung, they refuse to wait for the next life. They'd rather It takes the chiaroscuro of Nosferatu and applies it to the Yorkshire sun, creating a world of blinding light and bottomless shadow. From Theodore's earbud to... So, if you're hitting the movies with your favorite person this weekend, ask yourself, what language does love want to speak to you this time? Are you strictly team rom-com? Or are you feeling that gothic love vibe? And, be honest, when was the last time you flirted with ChatGPT? Drop your take in the comments. See you for the next deep dive with JustWatch.